Hi, family. Happy New Year. It's January 2024. I want to encourage you as we're looking at a new year and we're thinking about the things that we might want to change or the things that we want to do this year. I want to encourage you that there is nothing more important that you could do than carve out some time with God this year. The tyranny of everyday life can make that feel difficult or impossible, but there isn't anything more important than that we could do with ourselves. Even making a living, which is very important, is not as important as our connection with our Creator God. And the reason for that is that He is relational. He created you to make a relationship with you. And so in a very real sense, there isn't full satisfaction or peace or joy outside that connection with Him, because that is literally what you were created for. There are many things in the Bible that show how relational God is, and even the idea that He, for example, can provide and does provide everything that we need for life, but He tells us to come and ask Him. So rather than just giving us everything, He wants us to come and ask Him. And that's not because He's on an ego trip. It's because He wants to see your face. He wants to hear your voice. He wants to talk with you. Like any good father wants to spend time with his children, God wants to spend time with you. If you don't know Him, that might be a different picture of God than anything that you've ever heard before. You might think that He's all about tyranny and obedience and all this kind of stuff. And He is really big on obedience, I have to say. That is true. He's definitely not a tyrant, but that's another talk for another time. But I've known Him for a long time, and trust me when I say that He wants a personal relationship with you. That is His purpose. So in drawing near to Him, I had to think about how I wanted to say that. The Bible teaches that everything that we need is in Him. And the way that we receive those things is by coming close to Him. So that's it in a nutshell. Whether it's, ideally prayer and reading the Bible. And there are challenges to both of those things. I'm not going to deny it. But those are the primary ways by which we make contact with Him. And let me just say that what you really want is time alone. And that requires time and it requires space. It doesn't have to be a lot of time. It doesn't have to be a lot of space. I had a prayer closet for a while. Literally, it was a closet. It wasn't very big space, but I could shut the door and be alone. So that was that was a thing for a while. But some time and some space. And I realize for some of you that's extremely challenging. If you've got a spouse and a job and kids in your family, then that can be very, very difficult to make that work. I mean, I used to, when my kids were small, I used to get up early in the morning just to have time to have a chance to talk to God and read His Word and for Him to speak to me before the day started. But, my kids slept at night too. Some people's kids don't sleep at night. They're up all night long. Some of you are all living in one room, right? I mean, these are real challenges that you have. And I empathize with that. If you can see a place in your schedule where you can make some space to sit with Him, that's great. If you don't see any way that could possibly work, then while you're in the middle of all your stuff that you're doing every day, ask Him to help you. Ask him to help you. He wants that time with you. He will poke a hole in your schedule somewhere so that you guys can sit down together. He will. He will help you with that. And I will pray for you. You know, make a comment on this video with your first name or whatever, or if you want to tell me what your circumstances are, okay. Sometimes solitude is hard to come by, but it's really the best way, the most efficient way to connect with him. Even Jesus did it, and he was divine, you know, and he had a lot more responsibility than I have too. Fair. But even for the responsibilities that I have, I have to seek him. I have to sit with him and let him talk to me. So anyway, you know, I'm a 30-year veteran of walking with Christ. So other than that, I'm nobody. But I've been doing this a long time, and I promise you, the peace that you need, the wisdom that you need, the joy that you would like to have in your life, the patience that you need for your kids, all of those things are in him. And the best way to receive them is to go sit at his feet and ask for them. And also to read his word. There's a lot of wisdom transmitted through his word. So please let me know how he's making a way for you to come and sit with him. I'm making changes this year too. I need more God this year, way more than I had last year. That is for sure. So I'm moving things around in my life and making more space for him because I want more of him. And I need it. I need it a lot. The world is getting darker. Anybody else notice besides me? Anyway, so let me know how you are. Always. I love all of you. Share this video, please, with anybody who needs to be encouraged to move closer to God because it's really important. Okay. Thanks. Have a lovely day. Bye.